take from a real NFL insider and television analyst.
Now get ready for the NFL show where the conversation gets real and the fans get a voice. It's time for the Lake Lewis Jr. Show here on ESPN Radio.
Welcome, everyone, to the Lake Lewis Jr. Show. Appreciate you joining me as always. And it's a busy day for us. And not just because March Madness has started today. There were some great college basketball games. We don't talk about that on this show, though, although it's an NFL show. I'm a former college basketball player, so it is a special time. But today is going to be even more special on today's show because I have a guest that's in the building, came down from D.C., good friend of mine, Darian Williams, contributor for ESPN Radio 630 up there. Mike Callow, they do a great job. Darian, what's going on, my friend?
Hey, what's up, brother? I'm excited to be here, man.
It's good, man. You know, when you said you wanted to come down or you wanted to be on the show, I was like, yeah, you know, this is the number to call in. And you're like, nah, brother, I'm trying to drive down to Richmond. So we made it happen and you're here. So,
hey, man, look, I got plenty of gas in the pickup. Come right on down the road and chill with you for an hour, you know.
So, yeah. So we're going to talk about a lot of things on today's show. First and foremost, I want to get your take and everything as far as the Washington Commanders free agent signings. There were several of those, and we're going to talk about that. And then a little bit later on, I'm going to have Mike Patton join us. He's an NFL reporter, covers 4 teams, you know, from the AFC South. And there's a couple storylines there. And I also want to get his take on C-Rod, Chris Rodriguez. He got picked up by the Jacksonville Jaguars as a running back. So we'll talk about that. And then, of course, you know, he's moving around in here, folks, today. You know, we got him jumping through some hoops a little bit. But my super producer, as I always do, bring him in, Mr. Alan Sandage. You know, you ready, Alan? You ready to be seen?
I'm as ready as I can be. I'm going to try my best to get it so all 3 of us can be on our stream here. But yeah, Lake, look, man, you're pulling me out of March Madness. That's asking a lot because I'm a fellow degenerate, and this is Christmas for us. Round 1.
But Duke was on the ropes today. You know, I was watching that before struggling. I came in, and you know, I was like, as much as you want to see them lose, you know, because it would have been the biggest upset. That would have been the biggest upset in tournament history.
Sure. Had
that happen, a 16-1, and then not just any 16, because we saw that a couple years back. But no, this is Duke, and they're the overall number 1 seed. They were on the ropes. I'm glad they won, though, because it would have messed up everyone's, you know, brackets.
Especially being a Carolina guy, man. I don't want to see Duke win nothing. Never.
Oh, my gosh. See, we got one in the building. I didn't know you were a Carolina dude.
Yeah, man. Great day to be a Tar Heel, man. You know, I got family lineage with the Tar Heels, man, with Tar Heel football. And then, you know, just by default, I'm a Jordan guy. So I've always been a Carolina guy, man.
As a VCU grad, you should have told me that before we let him on air.
Yeah, man, you know, because you guys are about to get busy. That's tonight, right?
6:50.
Ooh, so by the time we get ready to wrap up, that game will be starting. And I'm going to say this. I'm going to say it. He's visiting the studio. That's my guy. That's my boy. But I will say this. I got VCU beating Carolina tonight.
Oh, man, you start with the hot takes this early, Lake? Come on, bro.
I got them beating Carolina tonight. I really do. I think without Caleb Wilson, I think that's a blow, man.
Look, that's why you got to play the games. You know what I'm saying? That's why you got to play the games. But, I mean, with 6 seed, I'm feeling comfortable, though. I mean, you know, it's going to be a tough out because VCU always play in the tournament tough. But we'll see, man. That's why you play the games.
Yeah, they got to lace them up. But that VCU team is a rugged basketball team. And this guy over there being a VCU alum, I'm sure you're looking forward to it, Alan.
Can't wait.
All right, so let's do this, folks. As always, if you want to call in on today's show, it's very simple. All you have to do is call in at 804-327-0888. Once again, 804-327-0888. Mike Patton will be coming on a little bit, I think around 6:35, 6:40-ish. So, you know, we'll also have some more NFL chatter with Mike. But Darian.
Yes, sir.
A team that you cover as well, the Washington Commanders, they made a lot of free agent acquisitions, and I got to tell you, I'm impressed. You know, I've always been impressed with Adam Peters. That's my guy. People say I show him too much love, but I'm just saying, you know, I think what Adam's done so far in free agency is an A-. I give him an A- grade. because I still think they got to figure something out a little bit more with their wide receiving core.
It took a little bit for them to get started. I know people were losing their minds because in the first 2 minutes of free agency, Adam Peters didn't spend $70 million. So people kind of had to pace themselves. But I think this is what you do. You build the roster, and you got to think the situation they came into, even in 2024. You're great by getting Jaden Daniels, but there was a lot of holes in this team. And last year they had to do some stopgap situations. But now I think you kind of really got a full assault on rebuilding the team and rebuilding the program. And I like what they've did. They've got better at a lot of key positions, and they got younger at a lot of key positions. And I think they set themselves up pretty well for them to have a good draft this year.
Yeah, when you think about it, I think they've done so much in free agency that it's given them some wiggle room as far as that number 7 pick. So I'm going to ask that question. And that's a question that we're asking everyone today. If you're in your car and you want to, drive in or call in, please do so, because I want to know what everyone feels about this question I'm about to ask. If you're Washington, have you done enough via free agency to trade back out of that 7th pick?
Ooh.
That's a good one, right? That's one to make your head hurt. What do you think, Alan?
Man, I think again it just depends on who's there, man.
Well, let me preface that because I need to tell you, Darian, Alan here is so high on Caleb Williams.
Caleb Downs.
I'm sorry, Caleb Downs.
Yeah,
and Sonny Boom Boom.
Well, now you're going towards Sonny Styles.
I'm giving myself 2 chances because I don't think
if Sonny Styles and Caleb Downs are there, who are you going with?
All right, you know what? I'm a very decisive person. I'm going with Sonny.
What? That's surprising to me. That is uber surprising because you've touted Caleb Downs for the longest time.
I know.
I can't believe what I'm hearing.
I know. I just feel like I can find what I need in a safety if I have to.
Well, you just got Nick Cross.
Yeah, and I was going to say their moves have also kind of reinforced some things. Because what we thought probably last week is not really what I think this week as far as like what they should do with the pick. Because, I get the alerts and stuff on who they're signing and things like that. They've added a lot of names and a lot of depth and a lot of production through their moves so far. So I really do think my mind is going to be changed by the time April comes around.
So when Mike Patton comes on later on, there's 4 teams that he covers. And 2 of those teams could disrupt Washington's plans as far as the draft, one being the Tennessee Titans, because I personally think, Darian, I think they're going to take Jeremiah Love at number 4.
Listen, before we made all these running back acquisitions, that was going to be my pick. I said they were lining up to take Jeremiah Love at 7 if he was going to be there. Yep. But now with all the moves, re-signing Jeremy McNichols, getting Jerome Ford, getting Rashad White. Yeah. I feel like they're pretty stacked at the running back room. I do feel like they might go with Caleb Downs, because I've been high on Caleb since the jump, man. I feel like a guy like that you can't miss. And if he's available at 7, I think you truly get a chance. Even though you made some great decisions on defense, I feel like you really get a chance to kind of transform your back end, especially when the back end played so bad last year.
They did. I will say this, a Nick Cross, Will Harris, Caleb Downs, room. I'm not sure what's going on right now with Percy Butler. That's my dude. Yeah. I'm gonna have to look into that, but I think he should be back. And then
they re-signed Reeves too.
And they signed Jeremy Reeves. Spoke with Jeremy Reeves today, and I feel like I almost had Jeremy in tears, man. The questions I asked him. I just told him because Jeremy's my dog, man. And, I know some things, that's being an insider. I know some things and I know, let me just say it. I didn't like how the previous regime treated Jeremy. There were some things told to Jeremy. He's not going to tell it. He's not going to say it. He knows it's true, but he's not going to say it because he's a great guy. He's not going to stir the pot. But I had to say it today in our presser. I said to him, looking at where you are now, and going back to some things that, perhaps you were told that didn't happen, that were never, they just were lies, basically, without saying that. Yeah. How do you feel where you are now? And he said this is the first time that he's truly felt wanted in his career. And you could tell it meant something to him, Yeah. So that's my guy. I'm glad that he's back. But yeah, just thinking of all of these guys that they're bringing back. They brought my other dog, Trent Scott, back. Yeah. We spoke that into existence right here on this show a couple of weeks ago. He's back. They're bringing back a lot of quote unquote reserve guys, But these reserve guys are important because they already know the culture that's in the building, and anyone that's new coming in can learn from these guys as far as how the tone is set, how they go about practices, how they go about being men. And that's important.
You mean to tell me that De'Ami Brown couldn't have got off last year in this offense? No, already knowing what he knows how. And then of course he's a Tar Heel, so of course I'm gonna be partial to my guy. But like just him coming back, you look at what he said in the presser, like all those guys had great things to say about coming back to the organization. They talked about brotherhood. They talked about how even De'Ami, how it was just different for him leaving for that 1 year and then coming back to this situation. So I think overall, I think the Commanders have done a good job out in Ashburn building a good brotherhood, a good core and culture. And it's good to see guys wanting to come play with that.
You know, the thing that strikes me is, as you said, you know, you hear Leo Chanel say the same thing. Now, he's coming from Kansas City.
Yeah.
You know, he's played in 3 Super Bowls. He's got 2 dubs in the Super Bowl. And you think leaving Kansas City to go anywhere, not just Washington, anywhere might be a step down, so to speak.
Yeah.
No, he literally, when I spoke with him last week, he said, you know, it was important, you know, to know that the culture was there. And he said he leaned on 2 guys that he's familiar with, that he played with in Kansas City, you know, Andrew Wiley and Nick Allegretti. He said that they both were like just raving about the culture in the building. And I've said this on numerous occasions, being in that locker room every day. I've said this. Last year, you would have thought that was a 12-5 team from the previous year, as opposed to a 5-12 team, because of the way guys were still embracing each other. There was no, you know, bickering. No one turned their back on each other. So for Washington, there's a lot to be said that you should feel really great about. So we're going to take a break. And when we come back, we're going to keep this thing going. My guy, he's here with me for the full hour tonight. Darian Williams, contributor from ESPN 630 up in the DC area. Also a budding comedian. You know, we'll see what we can do with you a little bit later on. So we'll take a quick break, and we got a lot more coming up. You're listening to the Lake Lewis Jr. Show.
This is advertising material. A drunk driver changed your life in an instant. Now what? The pain, the bills, the recovery that never feels fast enough. You didn't ask for this, but you don't have to face it alone. Alexander Shinara Trial Attorneys fight for drunk driving victims and get results. Call now, 877-222-6666, or visit alexwins.law. Don't wait, alexwins.law. This is advertising material. Past results do not guarantee future outcomes. Every case is different. Philip George is licensed attorney in Virginia, is responsible for legal work. Office is located in Norfolk.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm.
Ask yourself this question. Is it really worth holding on to that timeshare that you know you need to get rid of? Here's the truth. The average maintenance fee just went up over 17%. That could have been 117%, and there's nothing you can do about it. When you buy a timeshare, you give them a blank check for annual maintenance and assessment fees. I'm Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group. For 15 years, I've helped over 50,000 families cancel their timeshare. Not sell it, not transfer it, cancel it. Did you buy a timeshare because they told you it was a great investment and your maintenance fees would never go up? That's a lie. Are you ready to get rid of your timeshare once and for all? Simply call us and I'll send you our timeshare exit kit that explains all your options for cancellation.
Call Wesley now for your timeshare exit kit. 800-960-3377. That's 800-960-3377. 800-960-3377.
Let me paint you a picture. It's midnight. Sirens blare. You have only seconds to grab your child and run. Now imagine you're elderly. Getting downstairs feels impossible. And after all of that, you end up in a bomb shelter for hours, even days, because you can't make that trek again. This is what's happening across Israel as Operation Epic Fury continues. Children are being traumatized. Families are exhausted. Homes have been destroyed. That's why the International Fellowship of Christians and Jews is there on the ground, bringing food, emergency equipment, care for children, and help for the elderly, and supplying bomb shelters and medical centers with critically needed essentials. If you've ever wondered what it looks like to stand for Israel and stand for good against evil, this is it. Now, please act. Give $45 right now to rush life-saving essentials to the vulnerable under fire. Text the word SIREN to 91999 to make your donation. That's the word SIREN to 91999.
I love a day on the water with friends, but my moderate to severe plaque psoriasis sometimes holds me back. Now I'm all in with clearer skin thanks to Skyrizi. Risankizumab Riza, a prescription-only 150 milligram injection for adults who are candidates for systemic or phototherapy.
Teaching music is my passion, but my active psoriatic arthritis can limit me at times. Now I'm treating my joint symptoms with Skyrizi.
With Skyrizi, most people with plaque psoriasis saw 90% clearer skin at 4 months.
Or if you are an adult with active psoriatic arthritis, Skyrizi helps you move with less joint pain, stiffness, swelling, and fatigue.
Don't use if allergic to Skyrizi. Serious allergic reactions, increased infections, or lower ability to fight them may occur. Before treatment, get checked for infections and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor about any flu-like symptoms or vaccines.
There's nothing like clearer skin.
There's nothing like better movement, and that means everything. Ask your doctor about Skyrizi. Visit Skyrizi.com or call 1-866-SKY-RIZZI to learn more.
Richmond, your mornings just got a whole lot better. Tune in to Fits the Bill every weekday from 8 to 10 a.m. We're breaking down everything from the NFL to college hoops and even...
I get analytics. I understand why they're there. Analytics have ruined every sport that they have seeped into. I love the nerd sides, but analytics have ruined games.
Live and local. Jack Fitzpatrick is bringing it every morning from 8 to 10 a.m. on 106.1 ESPN.
Welcome back, everyone. Lake Lewis Jr. Show here on a magical Thursday. March Madness has started. Hopefully your team, your school gets a dub tonight. There was one upset, Big Ten school, fellow Big Ten school. Wisconsin got bounced by High Point.
Already.
Yeah, so it's already starting.
Sounds like Big Ten basketball to me.
Man, stop it. Stop it. So you're going to make me change my prediction.
Purdue's got a date with destiny too at some point. Is this not Big Ten basketball? What happened to Ohio State?
Well, I thought Purdue, the fact that,
all y'all eggs in the Michigan basket.
Yeah, that's literally, So, and I'm not high on Michigan. I've said it before. What I saw Duke do to them, ironically, back in my hometown of DC, they beat them up. They physically went to work on them. And I saw Michigan, who's supposed to be the bully on the block, kind of back down. So, this is what we can do. I could do this all day, too, talk some college hoops. But we're not going to do that. We're going to talk about, obviously, things going on around the league, around the NFL. And we were talking about the Washington Commanders and the things that they've done. And the question for you today, if you want to call in, remember, all you have to do is call in at 804-327-0888. The question of the day is, has Washington done enough in free agency to potentially trade out of their number 7th pick?
So you got a mixed bag here on our YouTube feed.
Okay.
There's a side that says you need the most impactful player available, not just good to average players, no trade back. That's Jay Brass, Trend Trader.
Okay.
And then
Appreciate
Marcus Dellin, 6071.
Mm-hmm.
He says there's 6 impact players in the draft. If they trade back, I wouldn't go past 9. And he seems to be on board with the idea of best available or trade back for more picks.
Yeah. See, so I've said for the longest time, if you're Washington and you did not make the playoffs, let's just call it like it is.
Yeah.
We can't keep living in the past and go by 2 years ago, but last year they didn't make the playoffs. So I don't think they're in a position to say at number 7, you've got to go need. You have to go best player on the board because you have needs, and I mean plural, on this football team. So, yes, they've kind of stacked up a little bit in free agency, but there's still work to be done.
I truly believe that you have not earned the right to say, all right, we can will and deal now.
Right.
Like not coming off last season. If you ended up maybe with this early pick and maybe you had traded into this pick already, maybe you finished middle of the road, maybe. But we were too bad last year to pass up on any impact player at 7. And I think you kind of do yourself a disservice if you had the offseason that you had and then trade out of a spot where you can truly get somebody that can impact the franchise at 7. So I think you got to stand pat. I mean, it's a novel idea.
I'm okay with that.
I think it's a novel idea, but I think if you have a position right now to get somebody that can change your franchise, I think you do it. And on top of that, that's why Adam Peters had the offseason he had. So you don't have to now go trading back and trying to add and acquire more picks because I think the offseason that you've had, you've kind of filled some of those roles in need.
You got a comment. Travis Elliott says, you need a playmaker on offense. If Love is still there, I'll take him, or the boy wide receiver from Ohio State. I'm assuming that's Carnell Tate.
What was the gentleman's name who just wrote that?
Travis Elliott.
Travis Elliott, my guy already, because
I know him personally. I'm about to take him off my friends list.
Get him out of there.
Yeah.
Tell him my guy already, Travis Elliott. And the reason why I say that is because I was just on our guy Rio Robinson show
shout out.
yesterday. Shout out to Rio. Good show, great content creator up in DC area. And I said, he was like, who do you think right now is the pick for Washington at 7? And I said, it's Carnell Tate. And the reason why I say that is because I don't think Caleb Downs is going to be there at 7. I don't think Sonny Styles is going to be there at 7. I think what we're getting ready to see is literally Fernando Mendoza locked in at number 1. We already know that. But 2 through 6, the picks before Washington picks at 7, it's going to be a run of 4 or 5 defensive players and then Jeremiah Love, who's going at 4. So that's going to leave you, with Carnell Tate. And this is why I threw out the potentially trading back thing, because maybe you could trade back 3-4 spots, pick up a pick in the 3rd or 4th round of this year's draft, something you need because you need more picks. And then you could take maybe the kid Tyson from Arizona State or Makai Lemon from USC. Stop it, Alan, because I already know what he's getting ready to say with Makai Lemon. Stop it.
Like the latest mock draft for Mel Kiper has David Bailey going 2, Arvell Reese going 3, Jeremiah Love going 4, Caleb Downs 5 to the Giants, Monroe Freeling, offensive tackle to Cleveland, and then Sonny Styles for us at 7. So like you said, no matter how those players fall, you could have a run on defense, and then maybe trade 2 to 3 spots back. You might be able to get who you wanted anyway.
I don't need Caleb Downs in the division though. Don't do that.
I mean, listen, man. No matter how you want to cut it up, the Giants are going to be a team to be reckoned with. Not so much this year. You're going to see them much improved this year. They'll double their win total this year, but I mean next year. And I'm going to say it, and I'm sorry if you're an Eagles fan or if you're a Cowboys fan. I really, in my heart of hearts, believe that Washington and the Giants are getting ready to flip this division. I do. I think they're getting ready to flip the division. It may not happen this year, but I think by 2027 season, 2028 season, it's going to be Washington and the Giants that are going to be banging heads, as opposed to traditionally over the last decade.
The choice of words,
the Cowboys
with Dart and Scatterboo banging heads. Yeah, literally.
Hey man, listen.
Like you know what? I think it's by getting Harbaugh, you stabilize that franchise, and it's not a long-term thing. It's a few-year thing. You stabilize the franchise, you make some good moves, you get some guys in there that can work with him and help develop the young talent. I think they've had a great offseason, and I think they might be just a year away from really taking that next step. And then you look at the Eagles, who had the opportunity. Is their window closing? Dallas, can they even open the window anymore? Like, I mean, it's very easy.
I like that.
For this, it's very easy for this thing to be flipped in the next few seasons.
Dallas in a room with no windows.
You say they're a padded room.
Yeah, the way they operate sometimes. It's ridiculous.
He said no windows. My goodness gracious, straight jacket. So, the other day on this show, and shout out to Jack Fitzpatrick, because he came in and filled in admirably for Alan, for the production. I will tell you, Alan, Jack kind of gave you a run for your money with the music that he was selecting.
Oh yeah, he told me.
Yeah.
He's playing some tunes. He has some good tunes.
Oh my goodness, I had somebody literally reach out to me, and this is literally what he said. He said, "Hey man, who's the white boy doing the show for you?" He said the music was great, and I'm like, "Yeah man, that was Jack." And Jack told me, he said, "You offended me, Lake, in Indianapolis when you doubted my musical acumen." So I give it to him. But yeah, I had on the show the other day. We broke down. In light of March Madness, we did a tournament. We picked the best quarterbacks for each division, and seeded them and had a tournament. And the final 4 basically was Matt Stafford versus Jaden Daniels and Patrick Mahomes versus Lamar Jackson. And, I had a couple people reach out to me and say that Jaden wasn't the best quarterback in the division. They were saying it's Jalen Hurts when you look at his body of work and his resume. That could be true, but from a sheer talent standpoint, I think everyone and their mother knows who's the most talented quarterback in the NFC East.
So much so that even after the 2024 season, nobody called that a fluke. You know, you've had other quarterbacks or other players that have had seasons where they've been great and they may have got a payday. Joe Flacco, when they won the Super Bowl, he got a payday right after that. Tua, a couple years ago, ended up with a big payday. And you kind of see that Jaden Daniels had the year he had in 2024. Nobody called that a fluke. Everybody's still counting Jaden Daniels as one of the top quarterbacks, even after injury, even after poor performance last year. So whoever's arguing with you, they may need to go in the same room with those Cowboys because
what'd you say, Alan? Okay. All right. So look, you know, this is the beauty of radio. You know, I'm coming from TV, so this is a lot. So still doing TV too, by the way.
There you go.
Had to throw that out there.
Always.
Yeah. So now I just gotta get the melodious voice. But we have Marcus from Maryland on the line right now. What's going on, Marcus? All right, so I'm not hearing Marcus.
Hey,
okay.
how's it going, Lake?
Oh, there he is. What's going on, my friend? How you doing?
I'm doing pretty good, man. Pretty good. So glad that I was able to join you guys on this call. So yeah.
So what are you thinking, man? You know, as far as the you know, Commanders, the moves that were made, we've talked about it. You come on the fan show a lot, but do you feel like, again, this is the question that we're asking today. You kind of got it last week, but for the fans here, the question is, have they done enough in free agency that you would even entertain trading back out of the 7th pick if it's a deal you couldn't refuse?
Yeah. I know on the fan show, I was saying that, yes, we definitely did enough to trade back. But I'm starting to feel like, you know, that we definitely need to get another wide receiver. And I guess I'm just panicking a little bit with the Brian Ayuk situation. I was hoping that would come through, but maybe that's not going to come through. Maybe it is.
No, he'll be here. Trust me on that.
Okay. Yeah. If he's definitely 100% going to be here, then yeah, I would definitely say yes. Let's go. You know, we have done enough to trade back. But if he's not, then I would say let's take a wide receiver at pick 7. You know,
Marcus, how you flip flop that soon? It's just been a week and you flip flop already. You changed your whole draft strategy a week into this thing, man. You got to stand pat.
I know, man. I know. That's how the Redskins fans do, man. That's how we do, man. We
But I think,
yeah,
but truthfully though, Marcus, and I think you brought up a great point, is that you have to be flexible, right? Because as transactions are happening, as guys are moving around, your board may change. And, you know, if Ayuk becomes available, then you change up what you may do in that first pick. If he's not available, you may have to stand back to your board. So I think I'm just giving you a hard time, Marcus, but I think just like the league, you have to remain flexible. And I think you're doing that by making a change a week after you said something different.
And Marcus, you know that's Darian right there doing that. So yeah, man.
Yep, I definitely do. But you know, I still got faith in AP. I still think they're gonna make he's gonna make the right decision. I still hold with, you know, we have definitely done enough to be able to trade back. So even if we don't pick it, you know, wide receiver at 7, I still think, you know, we'll be okay. You know, so don't get me wrong. But I just want to make sure JD got as many offensive weapons, good starting offensive weapons as possible. You know, that's the biggest thing I want to see this year. I don't want to see him scrambling around, you know, where you can't get receivers open, you know, because we know he throw receivers open, but, you know, a lot of times, you know, he still need, you know, to scramble around some until they get open again, you know, so.
Yeah.
You know,
it's trust. Well, look, my friend, I appreciate you calling, and I'm pretty sure I'm going to see you tomorrow on the fan show, right?
Yep, I'll be there.
All right, take care, my friend. I appreciate it. Look, folks. Okay, so we have Eric from Chesterfield is on the line right now. What's going on, Eric? Big E.
Yeah, what's happening, my brother? Hey, shout out to Rev and all the Fam Day crew. Love y'all.
Appreciate it. Yeah. So
hey, Lake, I just caught y'all. What music did y'all open up with today? I better hear some good hip hop.
See, this is what I'm talking about. You know, this is literally so my normal super producer is in the building today, and he set the tone. But last week, Jack filled in for him, and he was killing it. You know, can you make sure that he understands that Jack was killing it? Because even you said
he was doing good.
The music was really good. But I'm not sure. What did we start with today? We were kind of scrambling, you know.
AT Aliens.
ATL.
I want to hear
There
some
you go.
Gang Stars soon. Like I want to hear some Gang Stars soon.
Well, I will see the other day, Eric, I did tell Jack it was St. Patrick's Day. Jack Fitzpatrick came on with some shenanigans music. I don't know what it was, but I'm like, what are we doing? And he was like, it's St. Patrick's Day. And I said, hip hop is my theme. And if you're going to do that, you could have put some House of Pain on, jump around. And he literally said to me, he said to me, what was that? And I'm like, okay, so you kind of lost some brownie points, right?
He was born in like 97.
Doesn't matter if you're gonna be a self-professed hip hop head.
Gotta know it all.
Gotta know it all. That's the bottom
Hey
line.
man, I'm 94. I ain't no 97. I'm 94. Come on now.
And you remember Jump Around, House of Pain, Everlast. That's who that was, So just giving a little tidbits here. So look, my friend, we got about 30 seconds before we got to get out of here for a commercial break. But what do you think, real quick? Do you think that you hold on to that number 7 pick, or has Washington done enough to maybe trade back?
So I was actually looking at this the other day.
Mm-hmm.
If we're going to trade back, we could trade back to around probably 20.
Mm-hmm.
If they want to get a defensive guy, you get Akeem Mesidor as long as you get, I saw the thing, it was like a second,
mm-hmm.
a third, and a fourth or a fifth if you trade back to 20 from 7, which would be the equivalent. So if we could pick up all that, I'm cool with moving back. I don't want to just move back a few spots.
Yeah. If you could pick up all that, that's a haul. I would absolutely consider doing that because I think Adam has done enough. So, look, my friend, we got.
We ain't a whole lot of players away from being where we want to be, and I'll leave it at that.
Yes, we're not that far away. We're not that far away. I'm sure I'm going to see you tomorrow on the Fan Show, my friend. I appreciate you, man.
All right, Lord willing.
All right. You take care, brother. All right. So look, we're going to take a break. This thing's rolling along. Darian Williams here came down from DC, Great Star Presence from ESPN 630 up there. We're going to take a quick break. And when we come back, we're going to kind of switch gears here because we have a guest that is going to be coming on. Mr. Mike Patton does an awesome job covering the NFL AFC South. So we're going to get his thoughts on a couple teams that I think could disrupt some plans for Washington. So you have to hang around to find out what that is right here on the Lake Lewis Jr. Show.
For you and I, this is waste. But to a tree's roots, it's a constant supply of water. Just ask the pros at Robinson's Plumbing Service. As trees grow, their roots spread, seeking out any water they can find. A great source is your drain line. The roots slowly work themselves into the drain pipe. Once inside, they get all the moisture they want. Then they expand and multiply. This causes slow drainage, clogs, and sometimes backups. If you've got a slow drain, call Robinson's Plumbing Service now. They'll get your drain line cleared and use their pipe cameras to inspect it. Their jetters can blast out small roots, grease, and other debris. Robinson's Plumbing Service can repair or replace damaged drain lines, and they have excavators for the big jobs. Spring is here. The leaves are sprouting, and the roots are spreading. So if you're seeing signs of a slow drain, call Robinson's Plumbing Service, voted the Richmond area's best plumbing service. Schedule your appointment now at robinsonsplumbingservice.com.
Your trash is treasure at CNC Cullet Recycling. From copper wire to radiator ends, cans to lead batteries, CNC Cullet Recycling will pay cash or check for your unwanted scrap metal. No load is too large or too small. Don't dump it, recycle it, and get paid at CNC Cullet Recycling, just south of Maple Street on Route 1 in Ashland. Free local container service is available too. CNC Cullet Recycling, open every weekday and a half day on Saturday. Check the latest cash scrap prices online right now at cccullet.com. That's CCCULLET.
While the others sleep in, Richmonders are waking up with Fitz the Bill. Jack Fitzpatrick and Fitz the Bill, live every weekday from 8 to 10 on ESPN Richmond, right here from the capital of the Commonwealth.
And my good man Alan, we come back with some Gang Star. Yeah, that's what we're talking about here on the Lake Lewis Jr. Show. We try to bring you some hip hop, music, and not just any old hip hop. We're talking about like legendary stuff that if you didn't know about it, it would make you bob your head in your car right now. Literally, you're not listening to a music station though. So do we have Mike Patton on right now? Oh yeah, we got my guy Mike Patton joining us. Does an awesome job covering the AFC South. NFL reporter was with him up in Indianapolis a couple of weeks ago at the Combine. So he has the touring podcast, does an awesome job with that. What's going on, Mike?
Oh, man, another great, wonderful day to talk about some football, man.
You already know it. And I'm going to put you on the spot. Just the first take, I'm going to put you on the spot because a lot of people here in Washington are big or high on Jeremiah Love, and I'm one of those guys. And I've been saying he's the best player in the draft, period. You also are in Tennessee, do a great job covering them as well. The talk that I'm hearing from my folks is that Tennessee's going to take Jeremiah Love. Is that what you're hearing right now? I'm putting you on the spot.
That's what I'm hearing, but I'm also hearing potentially a David Bailey as well.
Ooh,
if he's not gone already.
Yeah.
So
I think David Bailey's going to be gone at number 2 to the Jets. Don't you think so?
Yeah, definitely a great possibility, but there's a lot in the air, and a lot of people are holding it close to the vest as well.
So I have one of my good friends is here in studio with me. He came down from the DC ESPN affiliate up there, Darian Williams, and I'm sure Darian might have a question for you, Mike.
Mike, man, look, man, you do an amazing job covering the AFC South. I'm curious this year, man. The AFC South had a pretty solid season as a whole last year. Who do you think might take the biggest leap? I'm leaning more towards Tennessee, but who do you think might take the biggest leap this year based upon what the moves they made in the offseason and possibly what they may do in the draft?
I definitely think it's going to be Tennessee this year. I mean, Houston, they kind of, faltered a little bit, so they don't have much room to really grow. Indianapolis, injuries kind of knocked their season off, and Jaguars, they were at the top of the division. So Tennessee definitely has the most room to grow and the biggest jump to make.
I think the biggest thing too with what Tennessee did was bringing back those unis, man. I know that's a big buzz down there in the AFC South, but I really like their rebrand, how they did that, man.
Yeah, definitely was an exciting time. I was actually there at the rebranding party that they had. Definitely was a fun time. Definitely was the uniforms look great, and I know that there are some Houston Texans fans that are still angry right now.
As they should be. Now, when you Mike, when you look at the division as a whole, we talked about this a little bit in Indy. People looked at that division going into the 2025 season as just probably the worst division in all of football. And it turned out to be actually one of the most competitive divisions in all of football. But when you look ahead, you look at the Colts, and they have to figure out the quarterback situation. I personally feel like they overpaid for Daniel Jones. They did it. That's what they're stuck with. But he's not going to be available right away. So where do you think the Colts are going to go right now at quarterback until Daniel Jones is available?
Well, honestly, there's still no news whether he will be available or not. But, if he's not, they may go with Riley Leonard or bring in a veteran. But, I'm leaning more towards probably Riley Leonard and maybe another quarterback there, which will be interesting with him starting the season if that's the case with the Indianapolis Colts. But, just putting all their eggs in one basket with Daniel Jones, a guy that's never completed a full season, that's just a little dangerous. Yeah. A little dangerous and a little bit of playing with your job right there.
So let me ask you this, though. Me, I always try to think ahead. What happens if whoever the quarterback is in Indy to start the season, let's just say Daniel Jones is on the PUP list, and he's not ready until week, the first part of the PUP list is 4 weeks. But let's just say he's not ready till week 8 or something like that. If the Colts are winning, let's just say they have a 5-3 record and the quarterback they have under center is doing well, you just put a lot of money into Daniel Jones. Do you rush him back to get him back out there, or are you just going to ride it out with the quarterback that has a hot hand?
Well, honestly, with the team that's needing to win next year, of course, with the GM and the head coach a little bit on the hot seat, I would say yes, to keep the quarterback that's in there until he falters. Then you go with Daniel Jones to make sure he's actually healthy for the home stretch of the season.
Mike, I got something for you, man. The Colts are actually in that division one of the most intriguing franchises for me, especially last year, how they started hot and then fizzled out. Literally having someone older than me playing quarterback and Phillip Rivers. Staying in the quarterback room, what have you heard about Anthony Richardson? I'm curious for him if he gets a chance to revamp his career anywhere else. Are there any takers and any buyers? What may the future look like for Anthony Richardson?
Well, the future for Anthony Richardson doesn't look like it's going to be in Indianapolis. Of course, he was able to, he was given permission to seek a trade. So at this point, it's just a waiting game. Of course, the trade that most recently happened is definitely good for him. All the different trades that are happening are good for him in terms of quarterbacks or quarterbacks being picked up. So that eliminates players that are out there and makes it, more imperative to look at him. As far as the teams, I would think that would be interested in him. I would say maybe a Green Bay or maybe the Los Angeles Rams, perhaps, and maybe redshirt him and then possibly get him ready to go after next season, or if Matthew Stafford decides to play 2 more seasons.
So I'm going to throw a wild card team in there for Anthony Richardson that people aren't mentioning. Well, I'm going to mention it as an insider. Pittsburgh Steelers.
Yeah.
And the reason why I say that, is because Mike McCarthy has history with quarterbacks. That's what he does. He helps quarterbacks, and they've developed quarterbacks the whole time when he was in Green Bay. You saw Aaron Rodgers come after Brett Favre, Jordan Love, the whole nine. You see the development of these quarterbacks. Why can't Anthony Richardson be developed in Pittsburgh? There won't be any pressure on him, so to speak, to come right in and hit the ground running. So why not give him an opportunity in Pittsburgh and see what you can do there? Because they are a quarterback-starved football team, right?
Well, they definitely are. Of course, some Pittsburgh fans right now want Will Howard to get a chance, and if he gets a chance and it's bad, then they can take the season and potentially get a quarterback.
Mike, not to cut you.
I'm just telling you what I hear.
I know, but I'm just saying, not to cut you off, but I'm just saying, if you're going to develop Will Howard, you can develop Anthony Richardson.
For sure.
Come on.
That's true. That's true. That's very much true. I'm just telling you what I hear.
All right. So, this guy's ears to the ground, as well. So, just is getting back to the AFC South. Jacksonville Jaguars. Liam Cohen last year had, a great run for that team, brought the excitement back to Duval down there. Is this something that you feel like is sustainable, or did they kind of, peak a little bit? Did they hit the zenith a little too early in the program right now?
Well, they did definitely succeed a lot better, a lot quicker than a lot of people may have thought. But it all depends upon Trevor Lawrence and the consistency or inconsistency that he shows, because he's been basically peaks and valleys the entire time he's been in the NFL. So if he's able to be some level of consistency, then I think they will be a solid team and can stay at that level, reasonably at that level of consistency. And of course, I do think the running game will have something to do with that as well.
Well, Mike, the same way with Trevor Lawrence having peaks and valleys, I think CJ Stroud is one of those guys as well who has had a lot of peaks and valleys. And I think he may be coming to a point now in his career where the jury may be out on him. You have a solid defense there in Houston, but you may get what you're going to get with CJ Stroud. What are you hearing about his possibilities for this year and the years going forward?
Well, he's still their guy. That's what I've heard. He's still their guy. They still believe in him. They still believe he could turn this thing around. But I was talking to former NFL lineman Ryan Harris pretty recently, and he's like, hey, he might need to get a checkup from the neck up, in terms of things like that. That's what he was telling me. I was like, oh, boy.
Yeah,
but
that's not good.
It does help that they did add Wyatt Teller. They did, have some consistency they added with that offensive line and did bring, in some pieces there to maybe protect him better. But ultimately, he has to be better for this team to even be where they want to be. And then also to get that big contract that he's looking for or could get this offseason.
Well, I also think by going out and getting David Montgomery, to kind of take some pressure off of him as well, run the ball, and maybe now you can have a two-headed situation at running back in Houston as well. So the AFC South is wide open, if you ask me. I think it's literally wide open for the taking. I know the draft hasn't happened. We're still 3 weeks away from that. I'll be in Pittsburgh for the draft. Am I going to see you up there for that, my friend, or are you going to stay back at headquarters in Tennessee?
I'll be back at headquarters in Tennessee, but I'll definitely be watching and looking and definitely keeping my ears to the ground to figure out what's going to happen with all of these teams. And like you said, you can make a case for any of these teams to win the AFC South.
All right. Well, look, folks, Mike Patton, Mike is radio. You know how that goes, my friend. But I'm going to have you on frequently this year. So keep doing your thing. You're doing an awesome job, and I appreciate you for coming on. All right.
Thank you.
Thanks, Mike.
All right, folks. Look, we're going to take a quick break. When we come back, we'll have our final segment of today's program, and we're going to have some fun. We always have fun. We're having fun right now, but we're going to have some real big fun at the expense of our super producer. You're listening to the Lake Lewis Jr. Show.
This is advertising material. Medical mistakes can devastate families. When doctors fail to provide the care you deserve, Alexander Schnarr trial attorneys stand ready to fight for justice. They recovered over $2 billion for their clients injured by negligence, surgical errors, and misdiagnoses. They take on powerful hospitals and their insurance companies, so you don't have to, but time is limited. Call now for a free consultation. No fees unless they win your case. Alexander Schnarr trial attorneys, 877-222-6666 or alexwins.law. Past results do not guarantee future outcomes. Every case is different. Phil George's licensed attorney in Virginia is responsible for legal work. Office is located at 500 East Main Street, Suite 1600-113, Norfolk, Virginia, 23510.
Dude, I think the time has finally come. You gave it a good life, man. Yeah, but it's been so long since I've been in the market. It's just your garage refrigerator. Don't worry, I got a guy. They can give me a good deal?
Still putting off replacing your old appliances? I'm Rob Nicholson, the appliance guy. At East Coast Appliance, we're Virginia's largest independent appliance dealer of top brand names. Plus, we have a huge selection of brand new scratch and dent appliances at discounted prices. Visit East Coast Appliance today. The best price, or it's free. Hi, Rob Nicholson here from East Coast Appliance. A lot of people ask, what is the deal with scratch and dent appliances? And it's really pretty simple. They keep your food just as cold, wash your clothes just as good, and they're all backed by the original manufacturer warranty. It's true a scratch and dent appliance might not win a beauty pageant, but many of them only have a small ding or two. But the price tags have big savings of up to a few $100s. Save huge on scratch and dent appliances right now at East Coast Appliance, where you always get the best price, or it's free.
I've always wanted to learn French, but the app I tried didn't help.
If you want to memorize words in another language, there's an app for that. But if you want to really learn another language, there's Babbel. Babbel was designed by over 200 language learning experts to be the most effective way to learn another language.
With other language learning apps, I was just playing games. I wasn't really learning. Babbel's different. Every time I open the app, I can choose to work on my writing, speaking, or listening. And it saves my mistakes for me to review, so I'm constantly improving. Babbel feels like it was created intentionally by people who really know what you need to learn another language. Before Babbel, I thought I just wasn't good with languages. But now I'm speaking French. Tout ça, c'est grâce à Babbel.
Want to really learn another language? Save up to 50% on your Babbel subscription when you sign up at Babbel.com. That's Babbel.com to save up to 50%. Babbel.com.
Wake up, coffee, fire up Fits the Bill on the way to work. I'm Jack Fitzpatrick, and your morning ritual isn't complete without Fits the Bill. Weekdays, 8 to 10 a.m. right here on ESPN Richmond.
We're coming back in with my Adidas. Okay.
I'm a Jordan guy, but all right.
Well, I was just about to say I'm a Gucci dude.
Right? Oh, excuse me, like my bad. That big insider money. I'm a Gucci guy.
Right? Look at this guy. I'm a
Right.
Gucci guy. Excuse us.
Everyone's like, you got a bunch of Gucci sneakers, man. I'm like, yeah, man, that's me now.
Hey, man, I aspire to be like you, Lake, man.
Oh, almost, Phil. I'm being honest. Not even being arrogant. Y'all know me. That's not my style.
Yeah.
But I broke my toe and I could not put my foot in, and it's still, it's healing now. I could not put my foot in some Air Force Ones.
Yeah.
Because they're heavy and they're tight.
That toe box tight, bro.
So
yeah.
got the Gucci's, and it was like, I'm never putting anything else on ever again.
So you said comfortable too, huh?
Comfortable too.
Man.
Just, they say you get what you pay for.
That's true.
And so, yeah.
That's why I'm in Skechers.
Come on, man. Skechers
Hey,
might
don't
want to throw
sleep,
some
man.
money at
I know,
us.
some
Man. Come on,
slip-ons,
man.
He gonna be doing a live read in a minute talking about
Isn't Snoop in the Skechers?
There's a lot of people in the Skechers and stuff. Like we actually have a running joke about it with Julius Randle. He plays in Skechers, and every time I critique the Timberwolves, I bring it up like this man hooping in Skechers.
Hey man, Skechers and running joke is hilarious.
I'll stay away
Right?
from that because there could be somebody right now listening saying, "Man, I love the Lake Lewis Jr. show from Skechers.
I
We
was
should
gonna
see
cut
what
them
they
a
could
check.
do, and
Yeah.
not anymore because of Allen."
No, we love everyone here.
My bad.
All brands.
Just pronounce my name right. Word to Steph Curry and everybody else.
There you go.
Pronounce my name right.
Sandage, right?
Yeah, no, it was a joke. It was joking, man. For the shoe company.
Okay, yeah. So sorry about that. So anyway, see, I told you we were going to have some fun at his expense. So that literally is at his expense. You dog Skechers just now, man. That's, do you have Skechers?
I don't have Skechers. However, like I will say, man, I just turned 40 at the end of last year.
Footballs, man.
Shoe game is different, man. I got some orthopedic Jordans. I got some Hokas. Look, man, this shoe game is definitely different because I gotta be able to walk around. I gotta be able to be comfortable. Can't be wearing the Jordan 1s all the time.
Travis is slandering me. I did not play
like he's old. Or something. Come on,
the guys on the stream are slandering me, man. I didn't play Skechers. Play flag football in Skechers. I did not.
Hey, I would hope not.
No, I was a Nike guy.
Yeah. I'd like to see somebody play some ball in some Skechers. Though. Nice little drop step and some Skechers.
I don't know if those shoes can be.
Do they make high tops?
Do they?
I don't know.
I gotta Google that.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's something I'm gonna Google.
I tell you what. I don't think I've ever seen anybody run out on that NFL field in some Skechers cleats.
I'm not.
And I'm just being honest about that. I've never seen that. Now you guys gonna make me look for that.
You have to Google it, man.
Yeah, you like when minicamp comes up, I'm gonna be looking for that and see if somebody has some Skechers cleats.
Imagine the two tabs open is a Gucci and Skechers for like two tabs open.
Bro, I've never seen anybody with some Gucci sneakers either, but I definitely see. So let me just say that, not to stray here, but I got my first pair of Gucci sneakers in Spain when we played over there.
Yeah.
And it was, it was Janine, we went in the store. She wanted to get some stuff, blah, blah, blah. And I'm just sitting there chilling. And she's like, you going to get something? And I'm like, nah, that's just not me. Literally, the lady was like, come on, man, just try these on, whatever. I tried these things on. It felt like a slipper was on my foot. So I've gone out and got another pair too. So yeah.
Skechers is more prominent in football European than football Americano.
Okay.
And that makes sense.
but like Andy Reid, like the coaches and retired players wear them, Howie Long, Tony Romo, but it's more of a football shoe.
Yeah, I mean, I've heard they're very comfortable.
Yeah, I'm sure they are.
Yeah, I've heard they're very comfortable. See Alan changing his tune now. He said, sure they are. Before you were like, what the heck, man?
You got that email from Skechers.
Skechers.
Hey, we want to do
to the Lake Lewis Jr. show.
Right.
Banned from the Lake Lewis Jr. show.
We want to be 10 mil.
Oh man. So what I wanted to do today was, because I did understand, and you guys mentioned it earlier, but I did understand as a Tar Heel, to my left and to my right, in the booth over there is a VCU alum.
Yeah.
And you guys play tonight. I need you guys, because I can't gamble. Obviously, I'm not allowed to, league media, but you two guys can. So I think you guys should have a friendly wager as to whoever wins, somebody has to do something for the other person.
Hey, that's no problem.
Yeah, that works.
And I have the answer. I have the solution to it.
Oh, you've thought this out.
Yeah,
I've
right.
thought this out. I've thought this out.
Nefarious.
With times being tough for some folks, seriously, these gas prices.
I'm not wearing Skechers.
No, you don't have to wear the Skechers. You might want to wear the Skechers with what I'm going to come up with though, because I saw what Darian pulled up in outside. He had a is that a
Ram?
A Ram.
Yeah.
That's what I thought. It was.
See, he even knows. VCU Rams, he's pulled up in the Rams.
See, that's some synergy. That's some synergy there. So to make it work, the winner of tonight's game, if it's VCU, Darian, you have to fill up Alan's car.
Okay.
Alan, you have to fill up Darian's Ram if he wins.
That works.
So it's just real simple. This is good living stuff here. These bets are for home.
We shake on it.
Yeah.
Air shake. All right.
Shake.
But you see, these bets are for the household. So
Right.
I'm sure all the wives in here will be perfectly fine with that bet right there. It's nothing at the expense of anyone else.
Hey, she clapping it up right now. She's like, yeah, we're gonna need that take again.
Exactly.
It's gonna make interviews really uncomfortable if they lose.
But I'm just saying, you guys should feel really good about your schools tonight. And I got to tell you, Darren, you my boy, you came down here. Appreciate the love, driving all the way down here from DC. But I think VCU's beating your boys tonight.
Well, like, let me tell you something, man. One thing about the tournament, you will get some surprises, right? I mean, you get, 12
like Duke
seeds.
today.
Yeah, for sure.
That was a surprise.
It was about 5 points they won.
Yeah.
So, you could get it. Anything could happen, right? But I truly believe that you really won't get that until maybe the next round when you get a nice little upset. I think we're good right now. But I will say this. I mean, as watching all our games all season, we have had some suspect spots. We have faltered a few times. So, I mean, anything is, like KG said, anything is possible. Like, who knows? But, you know, I'm confident that we'll be able to get the job done. But I'm not taking nothing away from the Rams. Also, by the way, Tar Heel is a Ram too. So we're getting all the synergy, everything tied in together.
I need the UNC that was there for the first half of that game against Clemson last week for me. I need them to show up. That's what I want to see. If I can see that team, we definitely got a chance.
Well, see, this is the thing. At least you guys have your schools in it because
you're a football school.
Penn State. I mean, stop it, man. You know, you're in a football conference. Heard that for 30 years. We are. You know, but when I was there, you know, we were winning basketball. Well, we weren't second fiddle. Well, we were second fiddle. We were third, fourth fiddle. We were third and fourth fiddle because if you know anything about Penn State, you know it's football and wrestling. Wrestling's the dynasty at Penn State. Like they haven't lost in a match in like 2 years.
Like speaking of wrestling, man, Macho Man called me. He said, "There's no way that VCU is going to win over the Tar Heels. Oh yeah, there's not a chance because Carolina's the cream of the crop.
Yeah,
oh,
man.
Yeah.
That's my favorite one.
So listen, you know, Alan is a wrestling guy too. You know,
I knew I liked you, Alan.
Yeah.
Alan is a
Macho
wrestling
is the
guy.
best.
Macho
man.
was my
on the
dude
mic
too. He was. But
him and Dusty Rose, man. Dusty's,
come on, baby, listen here.
I was a big so it was a Macho Man, and who was the one that everybody has a price? Was it Ted DiBiase?
Ted DiBiase,
$1
Ted
Man.
DiBiase, yep.
I used to like the $1 Million Man a lot.
Yeah,
because he used to talk trash to people's girls and bring them up into the ring,
especially buying Gucci sneakers.
I know, right?
Why you?
The Gucci sneaker guy.
Right.
I might have to do that.
Right.
So listen, we how much time we got, Alan?
We got like 30 seconds till the music starts.
So let me just get my dude right here all his flowers for making that trip down here. Make sure you get home safely because I don't need any angry wives calling.
Right.
But no, man, I greatly appreciate you coming down. And you know, this studio is open for you at any time. So
always.
Let's make sure we do this again.
Thank you, my brother Lake. And everybody tuned in, man. I appreciate y'all. Make sure y'all lock in with me on all social media platforms. D-Will does it all, man. Follow me. Let's have a good time.
All right. So listen, Alan, appreciate you being back in the building.
Yeah.
Appreciate everyone out there taking their time to listen to us tonight or watch us as well. And remember, you'll be able to watch this on YouTube as well. So appreciate all the love. Have a great evening, everyone. And